What's going on, people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mordzs, and look, we've got another video for you today. Like I said, consistency. We're uploading every single day. Now, the original idea that I had for this video was I was gonna go through every team in the Premier League and just say something that I've learned about each team, each of the 20 teams. But I want to do something a little bit different. I'm still gonna do that video. I might do it tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. But I'm still gonna do that video. But today I'm gonna do 5 things that I have learned about the Premier League this season. Now, yeah, I'm gonna have to be a little bit selective because there's a lot of things that I've learned in general. So I tried to just narrow it down to 5 different things. The most important thing is let me know in the comments what your opinions on everything that I've said, but also what are things that you've learned about the Premier League this season, whether it's certain clubs, certain managers, certain players, overachievers, underachievers. Let me know what you think about the Premier League this season. But like I said, like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So the number one thing that I've learned so far in the Premier League this season is, this might be a bit controversial, I know certain people are going to hate that I say this, but there's only one elite team in the Premier League. Right now, there is only one elite team in the Premier League. And when I say elite, we all know what elite means. Come on, I'm talking about a team that is in the conversation for being the best team in the world. Yeah. However, whatever other teams you want to say is in that conversation, whether it's a Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, whatever you want to, other teams, PSG. In the Premier League, there's only one team, in my opinion, that is in that conversation for being the best team in the world. Now, I know people are going to say, what about, and yeah, obviously the team I'm talking about is Liverpool. I know people are going to say, what about Arsenal? What about Chelsea? Chelsea are definitely not in that conversation. Not yet, anyway. Maybe next season they might be, but right now they're not in that conversation. And I feel like Arsenal have just they've slowed down from what they was last season. And yes, I said before, and I think my video yesterday, there's a whole bunch of excuses you can give. Injuries, Saka's been injured. Well, he's injured. Odegaard's been injured. Illnesses and stuff like that. I think I think a few of the players have been ill the past few days or the past week, so they've missed a couple of games. They've had suspensions for Timber and whatnot. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of excuses you can give for why certain players can't play. But look, I don't know. Excuses are excuses. Like, I'm just looking at the team, even at their full strength. I still don't look at Arsenal this season and think they are on the same level as Liverpool, or they are on the same level as a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or one of these other teams, one of these top teams. I don't see that from Arsenal this season. But from Liverpool, genuinely, they are, let me not say miles ahead. They're miles ahead from everybody else, but they are a good few steps ahead of Arsenal, in my opinion. My second thing that I've learned from the Premier League this season, and I had to pick one just to be about United, Amorim knows what he's doing. Amorim knows what he's doing. I know that sounds wild, but he knows what he's doing. Amorim has shown signs that what he is trying to do has potential to work, because it has worked. We look at the Liverpool game, we look at the City game. I know, yeah, we snatched the win against City, but there were signs in that City game, and that's 2 good teams that we're playing against. Yes, City haven't been great this season, but I mean, City are still like 5th in the league or 6th in the league, something like that. They're not actually that far away from the top 4. But to show signs against a team like Liverpool and a team like City means, look, there is potential. I think he knows what he's doing. The Liverpool game showed me that it's the players who were actually messing things up, who were actually causing United to be so bad, because the fact that the players could do it against Liverpool means that they have the ability to do it. Martinez has the ability to be a very good defender in the Premier League. Maguire has the ability to do this. Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno, obviously Ahmad, they have the ability. Even Dalot had a great game against Liverpool. They've shown that they've got it in them to do it. It's just they're not doing it every single week. And like I said, they're not doing it consistently, and they're not playing to the standards that they need to. And look, the manager said it after the game. I think Martinez said it after the game. Bruno said it after the game. You can't just do it when you play Liverpool. You can't just do it when you play City. You can't just do it when you play, other good teams. You have to do it against the Southamptons, against the Crystal Palaces, the Bournemouths, the Brightons, all these other teams. You have to do it against all, like the Wolves. You got to do it against every team. And look, if these players perform, and they follow the instructions of Amorim, and they do that against every team, I'm telling you now, this United team could be, I'm not saying they could be dangerous. They're not going to challenge for a title or even top four, even stretch, but they are a lot better than what they are right now. And that's without any signings. I dare you to let Amorim bring in his players. I'm telling you now, I dare you to let Amorim bring in his own players. You're gonna see something dangerous. You're gonna see something dangerous from this United team if Amorim is allowed to bring in his own players, and the players that we have right now start to pick up form. They start to get a bit of confidence. They start to bring in a bit of consistency. If you let this United team switch, if you let them switch that switch, yo, I'm telling you, you're gonna be in for a problem. Amorim knows what he's doing. And the next thing that I've learned about the Premier League, and look, I try to with most of these things, I try to be very a bit more vague, a bit more broad, because I just want to focus on set individual teams. But the first thing that I've learned is everything's up for grabs. Everything is up for grabs. Usually by this point in the Premier League, we're looking at January time, you kind of know who's challenging for the top 8, who's challenging for the top 4, top 6, who's challenging for the title and whatnot. Right now, there's a whole load of teams that could end up anywhere in the Premier League. Like Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, people were talking about title contenders, and we saw Nani and Cole Palmer pretty much trying to deny the allegations, not allegations, but deny that bit of pressure to go for a title. Chelsea right now are in 4th. They're one game away from being joint 7th. That's how quickly things can move in the Premier League right now. City are, I think, in 6th place. Don't be surprised if City finish top 3rd this year. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised, because anything can happen. Right now, the way the Premier League is looking, every team just seems to have it up against every other team. Liverpool are the only team that I've looked at and thought, yeah, they're probably going to beat everyone. I think they've only lost one game, and that was against Nottingham Forest. Even Nottingham Forest are a great example of a team that they can just go up against anyone and win. Last season, a completely different team, as in, performance-wise. Like, people probably went to Nottingham Forest and thought, we can get a good result here. Now, you're thinking second. You're thinking twice. You're thinking twice about playing Nottingham Forest. I think there's so many teams that even in the top 8, you've got Fulham competing for a top 8 position, Brighton competing for a top 8 position. You've got who else is in that conversation? There's a few teams there, Bournemouth, but you've got Aston Villa in there as well. Brighton, Brentford are not too far. Even Brentford are not too far from getting a top 8. They're 5 points behind Villa. Villa could lose to anyone. You know what I mean? So I just felt like the Premier League right now, everything is up for grabs. Nobody's written off. Nobody's season is written off right now. Even United, we are 14th, 13th. Yeah, we're 13th. We're 1 point behind Tottenham, who were in 12th. I'm telling you now, give United a good run of 3 games. Yeah, United a good run of 3 games. Who are our next fixture? Well, our form is terrible. We've got Southampton. We've got... who have we got next in the Premier League? Brighton. And then we've got Fulham. Southampton, Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and then we've got Spurs. Look, I mean, they're not going to be easy games for United. Let's be honest. I was going to say, yeah, we could do something. They're not going to be easy games. But listen, if you get a good run of 3 games against those teams especially, and we pick up these points, you never know where United are going to be. You never know. And I'm not even to make it all about United, but just for anyone, that this season is so far open. It's insane. The only team that I think I've confirmed their positions are Liverpool and Southampton. The next thing that I've learned, and I did make a clip about, I'm going to put the clip in right now. I said at the end of that, after that FA Cup final, I said, Pep is not going to win another trophy for Man City. Ooh. He's not going to win another trophy. He's obviously out this cup now.
He's going to win the league this year.
Is he? Why is that confirmed?
All Liverpool.
Why is that confirmed?
That's a hot take, right?
Mordzs, go off,
it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed he's going to win the league. Liverpool or Arsenal could still do very well. Champions League, he's won 1 with City in 8-9 years. That's not confirmed he's going to win. And then the FA Cup that he lost to us last season. He's not going to win another trophy for City. He's going to leave after the charges come in, and that's going to be the end of his City reign.
Mordzs.
Pep Guardiola will not win another trophy for Man City. It is done. It is done, and I think this season has confirmed it. He has made mistakes that I don't think he's ever made before in his managerial career. I think, look, let me not say it's a mentality thing, because he is the ultimate mentality warrior. He's a bit of a psycho. He's a bit crazy, so I don't even want to put it down to mentality, because he is a bit of a madman, let's be honest. But the way I look at City this season is they're obviously not in the title race. Champions League is a myth. There's about 5, 6, 7 teams that are probably better than Man City in the Champions League right now, maybe even more, that are better than Man City in the Champions League. who are more likely to win it. They're out of the Carabao Cup. They're probably still in the FA Cup, but again, City could lose to anyone on the day right now. Honestly, anyone on the day could have City's number, you know. And the reason I think Pep's won his last trophy, even though he's got 2 years left, I don't think Pep. I slightly don't think Pep might stay next season, depending on how if City end the season poorly. Look, if I'm Pep, I'm thinking, I just want to go. Like he's already said he's tired. Pep has said before, he's tired. Like he's been doing this for a long time. I think he's been managing since 2008, so that's 16, 17 years managing at a high level. Not like he didn't start from the bottom and work. No, 2008 he was managing Barcelona, yeah, and before that he was managing Barcelona B. So he's always been at a big club. It's not like he started from Accrington Stanley. Like he's been managing a big club for a very, very long time. I think he's tired. I think he's worn out. He's been doing it for a long time, and this season's kind of shown, like, when things don't go right, he kind of does turn. It takes a toll on him. I've seen Pep Guardiola touch the ground, I think, 10 times this season. Why am I seeing him touch the ground? So you're not a player. How many times have I seen Pep Guardiola beat on the floor? Like he's always on the floor. Like this is concerning a little bit. It's a bit concerning. But yeah, I don't think Pep Guardiola win another trophy for City. And if he does play next season, I think it will still take a lot. Like if Pep Guardiola stays next season, we're gonna see City spend about 300 million in the transfer window. I can promise you that. If Pep stays till next season, City are gonna spend about 350 in the transfer window next season. The last thing that I've learned about the Premier League so far this season, Newcastle are not too far from a title race. Newcastle are not too. When I say a title race, I don't mean this season. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win. They're gonna be in a title race this season. But I'm telling you now, give it 2-3 years, and they get out the right players and they bring in the right players. And like I said, I don't know whether it's gonna be Eddie Howe or another manager, but 2-3 years and they keep their players. Look, we're talking about Saudi owners right now. Yeah. Most ruthless owners that you'll ever see. That they don't mind going and spending if they can anyway. They need to obviously, comply with FFP and whatnot. But if they're going to do like a Chelsea and they just sign players on these 9-year contracts and they get rid of a whole bunch of players, and look, all I'm saying is it's not going to take a lot. I think attack-wise, they've got strong players there. I don't think Isak will leave anytime soon. Anthony Gordon, top young player. Harvey Barnes, another top young player. Even Jacob Murphy's going under the radar this season. I don't think he's a top player, but he's going under the radar for how important he's been in that Newcastle team. They'll probably still bring in new players in that position. But the midfield is very strong. Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton. They've still got Willock, who will probably play against Arsenal. This video might come out the day after, but I'm pretty sure he might play against Arsenal. Joe Linton, like I said. He also got in that midfield, Tonali. Good midfield players. They probably might need 1 or 2 players. I think they've still got that Miley Ute, another great young player. And then I think in defence, that's probably where, and a goalkeeper, that's probably where they might need to pattern things up a bit more. I think Lewis Hall's a great player. I think he's probably definitely one for the future, and I don't think they're going to let him go either. But yeah, they're not too far off. Like I said, if I said 2-3 years, getting the right players, you never know what could happen, but I think Newcastle are not too far away from being a title contending team. But yeah, that's it. That's the 5 things, or that's 5 of the things that I've learned from the Premier League so far this season from certain teams. There's a whole load of other things that I've learned. I'm going to do a whole video where I'm going to go through each team and say, what are the different things that I've learned about each team in the Premier League. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But let me know also what you thought about what I've learned. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of different opinions about certain things, definitely about from what I've said. But also let me know what are the things that you've learned about the Premier League this season. Let's have a conversation in the comments. But anyway, that's this video done. I'm going to see you tomorrow in the next video.